Hello everyone, this is Alka and I welcome you all to my channel Study with Alka. In this channel, I will be putting on educational videos, especially following N.C.E.R.T books. Today, in this video, I will be teaching you all Chapter 1 of Science Class 7 N.C.E.R.T book titled as Nutrition in Plants. Dear students, before moving on to the main topic, that is nutrition in plant, let me describe you something about food, its need and its components. Students, in your previous classes, you must have read about these things in detail. So let's just have a quick revision of this. Just like a machine needs fuel to work and run, all living organisms need food to carry out their life processes. Just like a machine needs fuel to run and to perform its function, our body also needs certain energy, certain fuel, and that fuel is the food that we eat. And these food act as a fuel to our body so that our body or even body of any living organism can perform its day-to-day function. So, what is food? Food is the fuel to our body. And why do we need food? We need food to survive and gain energy. Now, nutrients. Now, as you know, food is the fuel to our body. But what is there in that food which produces energy? There must be something very crucial, something very important in our diet, or for that matter in our food, which enable it to produce energy, and that energy is utilized by our body. That very components of our food are called nutrients. So what are nutrients? Nutrients are the substances in food that are used by any living organism to survive, grow, and reproduce. So now it's clear that nutrients are the basic components of food that get utilized by our body to produce energy. Actually, nutrients are the main components, that our body need to carry out its basic functions. Now, if this nutrient is so important, then it must have some different kinds, and some essential types of nutrients are, there are basically 6 essential types of nutrients, and those essential nutrients are protein, carbohydrates, fats, vitamins, minerals, and water. Students, in your previous class, I'm sure you have read this chapter in detail, that is the components of your food. Here we will just give a quick revision of this topic. Protein. What is protein? Protein falls under the category of bodybuilding nutrient. It provides, or it acts as a building block of our body. Proteins act as a building block of our body. And second is carbohydrates and fats. Carbohydrates and fats both fall in the category of energy giving nutrients, because they are the main source of energy. Most of the energy that we gain from our food comes from carbohydrates and fats. But carbohydrates and fats are divided into 2 categories, because fats produce twice the energy than carbohydrates. That simply means that we need to consume less fats in comparison to other food components, that is protein or carbohydrates. There are some food items which contain these components. Suppose some of the example of protein is soybean, egg. While examples of carbohydrates, let's take wheat, potato, every oily food that we eat, and the ghee, the butter, those things comes under the category of fats. Now, the third category is the category of protective food, and in this category, there are two nutrients, that is vitamins and minerals. Vitamins and minerals act as a protective layer to our body. Actually, it provides the strength to our body, the strength that it uses to fight against various diseases. And that very strength is known as immunity. So immunity of our body is maintained by vitamins and minerals, and we need to take vitamins and minerals regularly, but in a very less quantity. Water is the sixth but most important component of our diet, of our food, because all these nutrients which we have read in this list can be consumed and broken down into simpler pieces, and our body can utilize its maximum benefit only when we take enough amount of water. Water helps in proper digestion of our food. Now let's move on to the topic nutrition. As we are in the chapter nutrition in plant, it's very important for us to discuss about what actually nutrition is. This term nutrition has been derived from the term nutrient. This term nutrition has been derived from nutrients. Nutrients are the components present in our body. Nutrients are the components present in our food, while nutrition is the process by which any living organism takes in nutrients, and then our body or a body of any living organism utilizes it. So nutrients are the components present in our food that can produce energy, that can provide energy to our body, while nutrition is the process in which any living organism takes in its nutrient, and then our body utilizes it for its own benefit. So nutrition is the process of taking food by an organism and its utilization by the body. What is the definition of nutrition? If someone asks you to define nutrition, the simple definition is that it is the process of taking food by an organism and its utilization by the body. Nutrition can be referred to as the science of food intake by any organism. By any organism, it's the process, the way in which any organism takes its food. Now, when it's clear that it's a way, we can also define it as food at work in body. Now, nutrition is the method, is the mode, is a process. There are two, broadly or basically, there are two modes of nutrition. Means there are two ways in which any living organism can take in food. Now, these two ways are autotrophic mode and heterotrophic mode. Autotrophic mode of nutrition and heterotrophic modes of nutrition are the two basically divided modes or basically categorized modes of nutrition. Now, autotrophic mode of nutrition is the mode of nutrition followed by plants. This autotrophic mode of nutrition consists of a term autotrophic. Now, auto means self and trophs means self and trophs means nutrition. So, the mode of nutrition in which any organism can synthesize its own food is known as autotrophic mode of nutrition, whereas heterotrophic mode of nutrition, hetero means others and trophs means nutrition. So, the mode of nutrition in which any organism depend on others for their nutrition are known as heterotrophic mode of nutrition. So, autotrophic mode of nutrition is the mode of nutrition where organism can synthesize food on their own, while heterotrophic mode of nutrition is the mode of nutrition in which organisms cannot synthesize food on their own. Now, if you are given to define autotrophic nutrition, the basic definition will be the mode of nutrition in which organisms make their own food by utilizing simple inorganic materials, the mode of nutrition in which organisms make their own food by utilizing simple inorganic materials. These inorganic materials can be carbon dioxide, water, sunlight, anything, is called autotrophic nutrition. Now, in this whole universe, plants are the only organism that can prepare their own food. Plants are the only organism that can prepare food by themselves, and so plants are known as autotrophs, the organisms. So it's clear that organisms who can prepare their own food are known as autotrophs, and in this whole universe, plants are the only organism that can prepare food for themselves, and so they are known as autotrophs. Later on in the second video of this series, we will discuss this main topic, that is the mode of nutrition, that is autotrophic nutrition. Mode of nutrition in plant basically means the autotrophic mode of nutrition in detail. Here I'm giving you just a brief introduction of this chapter so that you can get accustomed with the terms that you are going to face in this whole chapter. Now, what are the inorganic substances used by plants? The inorganic substances used by plants to prepare their own food are water, carbon dioxide, and various minerals. Now, second mode of nutrition is heterotrophic mode of nutrition. This we will discuss in detail in our second chapter, that is mode of nutrition in animals. Here I am just giving a brief definition of this mode of nutrition. So heterotrophic mode of nutrition can be defined as the mode of nutrition in which organisms directly or indirectly, heterotrophic mode of nutrition can be defined as a mode of nutrition in which organisms directly or indirectly depend on others or on autotrophs for food is called heterotrophic nutrition. So, because the term heteros means others, while trophs means nutrition, so this mode of nutrition is basically dependent on others. So, the heterotrophic nutrition simply means that mode of nutrition, the way of nutrition in which organism has to synthesize or has to depend on others for their own food, directly or indirectly. We will discuss it further in other videos. Now, the organisms who follow heterotrophic mode of nutrition are known as heterotrophs. And we know that animals and human beings are heterotrophs because we, that is, human beings and as well as animals, depend directly on or indirectly on plants for our food, for our nutrition. So I hope till now you are clear with the basic terminologies which we are going to discuss in the upcoming series of this chapter. I hope you like this video. Thank you very much. If you have liked this video, please like, share.